Good morning, YouTube. An enemy has infiltrated my garage.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my garage, and this is a 2019 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and today I'm going to review it, and it is for sale through my dealership, NG Supercars. So check it out. Go visit ngsupercars.com, or better yet, if you'd like to make an offer, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. But yes, we have the Porsche 911 GT3. I know this is an amazing car, and I'm sure a lot of you have been wanting me to review this thing forever. I've actually already driven an 911 GT3. Jesus Christ, that sounds good. But not the GT3 RS. So I have driven the 991.1, I've driven the 991.2. Yeah, this thing's pretty sick. You know what the RS stands for? It stands for, really? A supercar. Because, you know, a lot of people kind of wonder, is the Porsche 911 a supercar? I think actually it depends on which model specifically. Turbo? Probably. GT3? Yes. GT3 RS? Yes. GT2? Well, yeah, definitely. But the regular, like Carrera 4S, I think they're just kind of sports cars. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at it, some of the details about it, and show you some of the modifications because, well, someone spent a lot of money on this thing before we got a hold of it. Okay, so before we get into it, this is not a wrap. I repeat, not a wrap. This is actually a matte PPF. So the actual paint color is black, and when you put a matte PPF on it, that's what this looks like. So if you don't want it to be matte, you could just remove the PPF and then you're gonna be all set. Now the nice thing about that is because it's a PPF and not a wrap, if there were flaws in the paint, you'd be able to see it. And that is the thing, is we don't really buy wrapped cars because you can't see any of the flaws in the paint. With the PPF, if there were flaws, you'd be able to see them. So this car definitely has had a PPF on it pretty much its entire existence because there's really no significant paint flaws underneath. I mean, there are definitely some pits in the PPF, little dings like, you know, that stuff. But the paint itself seems to be in pretty darn good shape. There are also some, you know, like pits in the windshield, including one, where is it? A small little star right there. So it's not a perfect car. It does have 22 or so thousand miles on it. So yeah, that's what you get. These are aftermarket BBS wheels. We have the original wheels. Oh yeah, that's the good news. Everything that's been modified, we have all the original parts. These are obviously not factory, but those are actually Porsche Cup winglets or canards. I don't know what they call them. We'll just go with canards. Okay, yes, those are actually Porsche products. So it's proper stuff. Again, BBS wheels. We have the factory wheels and this giant Cup wing. So this is not the factory RS wing. This is a Porsche Cup wing, which is absolutely mammoth with huge scaffolding holding this thing. That is a big ass wing. Well, you know, I mean, at least it's a proper Porsche part, so it looks good. This is an aftermarket, bigger scoop rear deck piece. And as you can see, it's held on with pins instead of the little thingy. We have the OE original piece that comes in the car, and it is also already wrapped in matte. So if you wanted to swap it out, you can. It has an aftermarket exhaust. We don't know what brand it is yet because we haven't put it up on the lift, but it's pretty loud. It's definitely definitely not a quiet exhaust. Working our way around on this side, you can see, again, very good condition. Both sides right here have a bunch of pits and stuff in the PPF. So I would assume this is super common for these cars because it sticks out. So the front wheels are just chucking stuff right at this. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You can see there's like scuffs and stuff right here in the white trim. Well, you know, that's just how it is on these cars. I think everything else on the outside of the car is pretty much factory. So let's take a look on the inside before we take this thing out for a spin. We've got 5-point harnesses set up, so well, we kind of were debating. We weren't sure if we should remove them or take and leave them because we figure there is a reasonably high probability if someone buys this car that they are going to want those or enjoy having those, especially if they ever take this car to the track. So we think we'd leave them. It also has the roll cage in there. If you're looking to really, truly enjoy this car the way it was meant to be, it's actually already set up for you. We do have also some of the big rubber mats if you want to put those in. I don't know, I guess whatever, if you are driving around in the snow. I don't know. I don't know why it has those. But anyway, Alcantara, everything, and carbon fiber. It's just nice and clean. And these seats are awesome. They hug you. You are definitely in there. Actually, funny thing about this, they actually raise and lower. I had no idea. I thought it was just a fixed seat, but nope, they actually move. So that's pretty cool too. Okay, well, yeah, enough talk about this thing. Let's go drive it because, well, it's just, yeah, it's pretty damn fun. God, jeez. I'm not gonna put on the 5-point harnesses because they're a pain in the ass. So I actually like driving in manual so I can use the paddles. I hate having it be an automatic. So this car does have the PDK, which, all right, yes, it's not a manual transmission, but this is probably the best transmission in the world, in my opinion, as far as performance and just reliability. So there's a few things I will note about the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, really a supercar edition. It is actually really quite impressive. It handles amazing. It's super fun. It's very, very powerful. But I will give this to Ferrari. For the equivalent amount of money, the Ferraris drive better, in my opinion. I mean, overall, this is super track focused. It's like the Scud on crack. The Scud, yeah, or even like the Speciale, because yes, those are very track focused Ferraris, but they still ride really well. Like they're very comfortable. You can take dates in them and stuff like that. This thing, I don't think you want to be going on a date in this car. It is a race car on the street. Now, that being said, race cars on the street are extremely fun. You just got to have your expectations set correctly. This is not a little fly, go away, fly. You just got to have your expectations correctly. You know, don't expect this to be super duper comfortable. Expect it to be a riot. Like, this is a ridiculously fun car. Now these downshifts, listen to that. He's still in here. Woo! They are so fast. The shifts are just lightning fast. It is pretty much the fastest transmission on the market. It's almost like it's predictive. It's so quick. It's like the second you think you're gonna click the pedal, it's gone. When you open it up, this thing sounds just nasty. Okay, well, no one around. Okay, we'll give it some fun here. 9,000 RPMs. Wow! Holy shit! Jesus Christ! Ooh. Yep. Well, that's why you buy this car, because my God. Yeah, handling is just super, super good. Engine is just screaming at you at 9,000 RPMs. It is a ridiculous animal. I mean, it is trying to kill you. I will say, I am a little bit surprised that this thing breaks loose as easy as it does, because it's got giant 335s on the back, and it just liquidates them like they're nothing. Now, the only thing I can say is it's a colder day. It's only about like 55 degrees, so they probably like being when, it's 80 plus, as they are basically race tires in this thing. That sound is so good. Yeah, super precise handling, very, very sharp, and it handles these bumps really well. Now, it's not like it's stiff, you feel them, but it doesn't feel unsettled. The car isn't like hard to control or moving around on you. It does kind of rattle your spine a bit. I mean, I hope your feelings are in place good, because they might not be after you drive this thing. We need to do that again. Yeah. I feel like if you had not driven something powerful before, that this car could be a little bit dangerous. It's a bit of a handful. The rear engine cars are a bit more challenging to drive. So I have driven a GT3 on the track. I've driven multiple Porsches on the track, but I specifically have driven a 991.1 GT3 or .2, I can't remember. And I will tell you that the way it drives on the track is a lot different than the traditional mid-engine cars. Here we go. Wow. Stupid fast. That sound it makes too is just, whoa, so good. I'm not gonna kick this thing out of bed. Let's be real. Hey, beat a Porsche, tons of headroom. Yeah, you could fit a helmet or two. Yeah, seriously. You're a tall person, you could definitely fit in this car. It is not like crammed in like a Ferrari. Like I was saying, the thing is, when these are on the track, you have to drive them differently. You have to drive it like a Porsche, like a rear engine car. So that means you brake a bit harder coming into a turn and you get on the gas sooner. Like you get on the gas basically like the apex, versus mid-engine cars, you start rolling on slowly. This thing, you want to get on the gas fast because you want to transfer the weight to the rear and have it squat and sit down. And, well, hold on. Turn. Oh. So you need that weight over the engine pushing down the wheels to help keep the traction. Now the problem with that is it feels unnatural to me. I guess it's because I've been driving mid-engine cars for so long and driving front-engine cars, and they behave completely different than this thing. So when I drove that that GT3 on the track, I was not very good at it. I had to kind of recalibrate. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this thing's got aftermarket KWs, so the suspension's all set up. We do have the factory suspension if you wanted to put it back. So it's basically, like I said, a street legal race car at this point. You can tell that it's got alignment is set up for track use. It's got a lot of camber and all that stuff. So we know it needs new tires, and here's what we're gonna do is we're not gonna put new tires on it because we don't know exactly what tires you guys would want on this thing. I feel like this is a car where someone's gonna want specific tires. Also, we don't know if you want the white wheels or the original wheels. So we're just gonna kind of work with you on that. So if you're interested in the car, reach out to us, discuss it, and we can figure out getting tires on it. But we don't wanna put tires on it and have us put the wrong ones on it and waste the money. Because I feel like this is a car where someone very realistically could want like Cup 2s or R888s or something crazy on it and not have something that's more streetable like a 4S. I mean, it does have a lot of road noise, and I think a lot of that's from the tires, but you could, it could be pleasant. I really gotta kill this fly. He is driving nuts. Yeah, you also hear all the road noise, all the debris picking up and stuff. Oh, come on, stupid fly. Did I mention it has cup holders? It does. They're kind of like hidden in the dash. You gotta like open up some stuff or whatever. But yeah, they're there. There is a decent amount of droning in here too. It is not quiet. So it has aftermarket headers, and it's got basically like muffler deletes. Oh yeah, and surprise, if you want, we have an aftermarket steering wheel for it. So if you want to go full bore race car, you can if you want. Yeah, I don't get sick of the engine noise nor the transmission in this car. It is the transmission is just truly amazing. It is, like I said, I think it's the best transmission on the market today. It's unbelievable. One nice thing about having the giant scaffolding wing, it's so tall it's actually outside of the rearview mirror, so it doesn't look like there's any wing behind you. And yeah, it's hard to even see the scaffolding because the roll cage interferes with that perspective, but you can still see pretty well out there. God, it is not a smooth ride. It is definitely bouncy and stiff. If I remember correctly, to do launch control on these, don't you just like put your foot on the brake and then stab the gas? I think so. Launch control. Launch control. All you do is hold the brake and. There's no button or nothing. Well, I think it's safe to say I'm a fan. Begrudgingly. Damn Germans. So yes, this beautiful 2019 911 GT3 RS, yes, that is the really a supercar edition, is for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars. So if you'd like to make an offer, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. It's kind of one of those, I just kind of want to go out and just take it to a track. That's really what this car needs. It needs to be on a track. Well, it's still pretty ridiculously fun on the street. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try and see if my wife can review it soon, and we'll get Josh in this thing too so that you guys can enjoy it. But we'll be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.